Now just don't touch the phone. Hi guys, I got my sister here with me today. We decided to do a very quick tutorial on some things that we did when we first got Micah diagnosed. I know we look alike, that's because we're twins. We've had so many people contact us and tell us that they don't understand how we've gotten Micah to sit still for things, how he's so cooperative. We got him diagnosed in September of 2017 and it was a bit of a blur for my husband and I. Very emotional, very stressed out. I didn't really want to push Micah because I felt like he didn't understand what we were saying and he would get stressed out if I would ask him to do something and he'd fall on the ground. I was basically not able to function or cooperate in any way because I was so distraught over the entire thing. My sister thankfully had previously worked with kids on the spectrum and knew that Micah was capable of doing things that I didn't realize that he was capable of doing. We're going to insert here in a second a few clips of what we went through with Micah. So what you're about to see is about 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, when Micah first got diagnosed with autism. I'm going to show you the first day that we actually started working with him. Time to work. Are you ready? Okay, to work. It's time to work. Ready? Sit down. No, try again. Ready? Okay. Time to work. No, sit down. No, try again. No, try again. Okay. Sit down. Good job. Time to work. Day number 2, and it's becoming more smooth. All right, ready? Okay. Are you ready to work? Sit down. Nope, try again. Sit down. Nope, try again. Sit down. Oh, no, try again. Of course, we pull the camera out, and that's what happens.
It's because I turned the TV off.
I know. Sit down. Nope, try again. Ready? Time to work. Sit down. No, try again. Okay, are you ready, Micah? Time to work. No, try again. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Time to work. Sit down. Good job, buddy. Good job. All done. But by the end of the video, I had my very first epiphany that I might know my son as my son, but at the time, I didn't know autism. I didn't realize that my son was capable of being pushed to so much more. You see in this clip is the very first day that I realized that Micah is capable of so much more. And thankfully, I wouldn't have had that realization if it wasn't for my sister. Just wanted to kind of encourage you guys, what you just saw in the video. You saw that Micah was, throwing a fit. He was throwing himself on the ground. And this was the first and second day. There are 2 parts to the video. If you noticed, this is 2 days of working with Micah for about 30 minutes. It's important to know your kids' limits and to know the difference between torturing them and kind of pushing them a little bit more. I knew Micah was capable of hearing me, of hearing us, and eventually being able to learn that if I sit down in this chair, I'm going to get a reinforcement from it. I'm going to be reinforced in some way. That's Micah right now. Are you going to sit down, Micah? Come sit down. We're talking about you. We'll post next is a video of him sitting at a table, which I think was 2 or 3 days after this. It was definitely a couple of days later. Session.
Sit down, please.
I was like, why are we teaching him to sit in a chair? Why aren't we teaching him to do something useful? I remember saying things like that to you, and what were you saying to me at the time? Yeah, I remember she said, okay, but we're wasting so much time. We need to get him to do useful things. He's almost 2.5. And I said, Haley, the first thing we need to do is get him to focus and pay attention and make eye contact with us so that we can ask him to do those things. So we're going to start really simple. We're going to ask him to sit down in a chair. Because if we get him to sit in a chair, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get him to sit at a table. And when he's at that table, we're going to get him to work on a puzzle. It's a puzzle. I can't remember it quite, but we'll insert the clip of him working on a puzzle at a table. Okay, here's Micah's table. And we have his toy, and we are going to work on some stuff. me see your hand. Thank you. Time to work. Let's go over here. Ready? Sit down. Sit down. Good job, buddy. Are you ready to work? Do this. Do this. No, try again.
No.
Ready? Do this. Nope, try again. Ready? Oh, I know. Sit up. Thank you. Okay. Do this. Nope, try again. Ready? Do this. Good job, buddy. You do it by yourself now. Ready? Good job. One more time. Okay? Do this. Good job, buddy. Good job. All done. All done. I think I took things personally a lot of the time that Micah would listen to her as opposed to me. When a lot of the time, if you realize, even with neurotypical children, they are just more likely to listen to other people than they are to you because you're with them all day long and you're their caregiver. You're the person that holds them when they cry. You're the person that's there for them when they're sick. You are constantly with them in every single way, and you can't constantly be on point with them, working with them all the time. The other thing I told Haley and Corey to do was to give themselves periods of time throughout the day where they were only going to focus on working with Micah. And they had to let Micah know, okay, it's time to work, or it's time to play, or it's time to relax. And that way Micah at least knew what to expect of them during that time. So we started, 10 minutes at the time? So I set a 10-minute timer, and she would bring Micah into the other room by herself without Corey, and then Corey would take a turn later that day. So Haley would go in and she would tell Micah, it's time to work. She had those expectations of him for him to, okay, you're not going to get your toy or a reinforcer until you do these things, until you do your work, and then you're gonna get playtime. And this is the same thing we do with every kid, right? Do your chores or finish your homework or finish your food, and then you get to get up and play. After 10 minutes, she would say, okay, work time is over, it's time to play. You shouldn't have to exhaust yourself having to keep up with these expectations for Micah all day. She could do them in 10-minute increments. It was more about building a habit with Micah and a routine with him that he was comfortable with. And it was not easy and it was not fun. And there were days that I would try to sit him down and get him to, Micah, sit down, and he wouldn't listen to me. And I would cry and I would call Jordan and she'd come over and he'd sit down for her the very first time. And it's hard, but it really is just a matter of knowing when you need help and being able to ask for that help and look for that help. There were weeks on end that we would take week-long breaks because mentally and emotionally we just couldn't handle it. So it's not like we've been perfect from day one. It's not like we've done everything right from day one, but we really just made an effort to do what we knew how to do, and consistency, get those reinforcements, get people on the same page, and positivity. Yes. I personally thought it was best for Micah to learn how to sit in a chair and then to learn how to give us his hands to stay calm, and then to work on a puzzle activity. And those are the 3 things we focused on first, and then we were able to build from there. So yeah, we just wanted to jump on here and show you a couple clips of the first few days that we started working with Micah after he was diagnosed. And wait, all right, please don't throw up. We're not going to be that kind of kid that's going to start gagging themselves for attention. No, this is brand spanking new. If you guys would like a more quality, well thought out tutorial of how we got Micah to do that and why we do that and where he is now, or really anything, really we're just going to work off of your guys' feedback. What do you guys want to see? Let us know. All right. Micah, can you say bye?
Bye.
Can you say bye?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.